What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today I want to talk about this upcoming MVP race, this year's upcoming MVP race. How there's legitimate 8 candidates that could win MVP, but I'm going to give you my prediction today on who is a dark horse who I think could possibly have a good chance of winning MVP. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really would appreciate it. It means the world to me. So let's go ahead and talk about who's going to win this year's MVP. So when it comes to this year's upcoming MVP race, there's legitimately 8 people that you could talk about that could possibly win MVP this year. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about the 6 players on the court right now. You guys are going to be watching some gameplay while I talk some MVP race kind of stuff. So, of course, we have last year's winner, James Harden, who was a backup. He was backup twice, or second in the MVP race. I was trying to say that correctly. Second in the MVP race the last 2 years, and he finally makes it. Finally gets the MVP last year. So James Harden obviously could repeat again. Steph Curry did it. There's other players that have done it before, but James Harden obviously is probably most likely. Usually the MVP race is looked at, usually they like to look other ways, and I think James Harden has a possibility of making it again, winning the MVP, of course, but it would definitely be really tough just because the NBA likes to give MVP different winners out every year, as you can tell. I mean, they give it to Steph Curry that 1 year twice in a row, but I think that James Harden obviously has a chance. The Rockets are a really good team, and now he has Chris Paul, or not now, but he has Chris Paul next to him again. I think it is obvious that James Harden could win MVP again. But moving on from James Harden, we have LeBron James, the guy that we all argue should win it almost every freaking year, just because if you're talking about the most valuable player, it's obviously LeBron James, because LeBron James is obviously the most valuable player in the NBA. He's the best player in the NBA, which is why there's the argument that yes, LeBron James should win it every year. And there's a big argument that he definitely should have won it last year after taking that Cavs team to the NBA Finals. I mean, yes, he did not win a game in the Finals, but you know, he was facing the Golden State Warriors, so there's really nothing that LeBron James could have done about that. So I think LeBron James, obviously, if he leads the Lakers very far in the playoffs, or even leads them to the finals, possibly gets past the Avengers, that is the Golden State Warriors. Yes, well, I mean, it's a regular season award, but I mean, LeBron James obviously would have to really win MVP. That would be insane if he were able to do that. But moving on from LeBron James, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, the guy we've been talking about every freaking year. This is his year to finally win MVP. This is the year he's going to finally win MVP. But his Bucks team has always underperformed, and it's not really his fault. They've failed to put a team around him that fits him well. I mean, they traded for Eric Bledsoe last year, which was okay and all, but Eric Bledsoe obviously is not playing like his former Suns days, his prime Suns days, and hopefully he plays a little bit better than last year, because in the playoffs he was non-existent and Terry Rozier was punking him out, and he basically tried to pretend like he had no idea who Terry Rozier was, so that was kind of embarrassing. But Giannis has a coach in Mike Budenholzer this year who's a lot better the coach than anything Giannis has ever had. So I have a feeling Giannis might be in for another great season, and his Bucks team should not underperform, especially since the 2 recent signings of Ersan Ilyasova and Brook Lopez, who I think are going to fit very well next to Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I think Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously, if his team does perform way better than they have in previous years, they have a really good chance. So moving on from Giannis Antetokounmpo, we have Joel Embiid, the guy whose goal this year is to win MVP, which I think he has a legitimate shot. Obviously, the East is wide open now. No LeBron James in there. So if the Philadelphia 76ers, have a great season, which like they did last year, he plays well, Joel Embiid, I think, has a legitimate shot at winning the MVP award. I really don't see why he couldn't win it. It just really performs on how the other players perform that I'm talking about in this video. And yeah, I think Joel Embiid, JoJo, of course, maybe the best player in the Eastern Conference, is a legitimate argument that it's either Damian Lillard, either Joel Embiid or Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I think you have an argument either way, whichever way you would like to choose. I think that they're both really good, and you really can't go wrong with either one. But I think Joel Embiid, obviously having a great season with Philadelphia 76ers last year. If he stays healthy all year, leads the 76ers maybe to the 1st, 2nd seed, 3rd seed, whatever you want to do, I think obviously Joel Embiid is a great player that could possibly win it. So next, I got Damian Lillard on the list, who was third. Was he third or fourth? I think he was fourth in MVP voting last year, who I think had a good shot at it just because of the Blazers getting the third seed. Yes, they did get swept in the playoffs, but remember, the MVP is a regular season award, which is why Damian Lillard was up there for up there. So that's the reason why. A lot of people are like, why didn't he make the All-NBA first team when he got swept in the playoffs? Remember, all regular season stuff. I do agree that it maybe shouldn't be regular season, but it is, and that's the reality of the NBA, so we got to look at it the way that the NBA partakes it. So obviously Damian Lillard could win MVP next year. It's highly unlikely with all these other players on the list. And I think Damian Lillard, if maybe he leads the Blazers again to the third seed, which would be super wild just because how bad or how much better the Western Conference has gotten, I think it would obviously be super wild if he were able to do that. But, you know, crazier things have happened, so I'm not going to doubt Damian Lillard. But next player I want to talk about are two players that aren't on this court yet that also could be up there is Kyrie Irving and Kawhi Leonard, both out of the Eastern Conference. You know, Kyrie Irving may be averaging some good stats still with the team around him, could win MVP, leads the Celtics to the first seed. Yes, Kyrie could easily win MVP. And then we got Kawhi Leonard, obviously coming off of injury. If he comes off his injury, leads the Raptors to like the finals again. Obviously, you know, you got to look at Kawhi Leonard as well. But the final guy on this list who my pick to possibly win MVP is Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, I think, has a really good shot at it. His Pelicans team is being doubted, so that's one thing that you can really look at. A lot of people are saying maybe the Pelicans are the team to miss out of the Western Conference playoffs, which is a possibility. I'm not going to lie, it really is. The West has gotten super stacked, and some teams are going to have to fall off for LeBron James to get in the playoffs. So a team that could do that is the Pelicans, but if Anthony Davis were to able to prove the doubters wrong, get in the playoffs, he's going to be the number one option on that team as well. After losing DeMarcus Cousins, Rajon Rondo, I mean, Anthony Davis was already the number one option, but he's a clear-cut number one option now that DeMarcus Cousins is gone. The offense is going to have to run through AD. Nikola Mirotic playing next to him is going to obviously help AD clear the paint up for him. Julius Randle hopefully is going to make a good impact as well next to AD, but I think Anthony Davis is up for a really good season. As long as he stays healthy, the dude can literally average 30 and 10, 2 blocks, whatever Anthony Davis wants to do. If he were to able to lead the Pelicans to 50 wins or something like that, something wild like that, I think AD could obviously be MVP, and that's honestly my personal dark horse to maybe win the award because Anthony Davis is up for a break. Well, I mean, he's already broken out, but another breakout season. So I really see AD possibly being able to win MVP next year, which is absolutely would be wild. So that's my 8 candidates I have at the top of my head. Obviously, there's probably some other players I might have missed. Let me know who you guys think is going to win MVP this next coming year. This is just my personal opinion, my predictions on who I think could win it, or the guys that should be up for debate on it. And then, yeah, so I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your guys' MVP candidates and who you think is actually going to win the award. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. And I just want to take the time out real quick to really thank you guys for the support. I mean, you guys are absolutely amazing. I do have a big life decision ahead of me. I'm starting to go to college, and it's starting to get a little overwhelming. I work a full-time job, do YouTube, and now college is here as well. So YouTube is the #1 priority for me, is a high priority for me, and so is college, obviously. This work thing I'm having to figure out, and I might have to make a big decision soon. And no matter what happens, YouTube is always going to be a thing, so don't worry about that. I just wanted to give you guys a little update on my personal life that I do have a big decision coming up. And I really do want to try out maybe going YouTube full-time potentially, even though I really wouldn't make a whole lot of money at all. But it's not all about the money. It's about stuff that I like. It's about stuff that I want to enjoy. And I think it could be a possibility, but I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, thank you guys. This is Crushables, and I'm saying peace.